Yesterday, Howie Roseman made a trade we need to discuss. So the Eagles yesterday acquired Michael Carter II, corner from the New York Jets. Now, he has been primarily a slot corner. This is his fifth year in the NFL, drafted in 2021 by Joe Douglas. Remember, came back to the Eagles. He's now part of the front office. I'm sure that was part of the evaluation. A couple years ago, the Jets made him one of the higher-paid nickel corners in the NFL. And lately, though, he's been banged up, including a concussion this year, kept him out of a few games. He came back last week. Hugh, your first thought when you heard the news, Eagles trade for Michael Carter. They give up John Metchie, and they swap the 6th and 7th round pick. So it's basically Metchie, who is just really nothing more than a depth piece of wide receiver here for Michael Carter.
So first thing jumped out to me, slot corner. You've shored up a position that we were talking about early in training camp when whether or not Cooper DeJean was going to do that. And on top of that, we saw Cooper DeJean slide out to one of those corner spots early in the season. I think that they're looking at it like this. We're going to let Cooper play corner and let the other guy that we got play the slot. And let's go ball, because you haven't been getting the production that you wanted from that position, because we got Ja'Cory Bennett too, right? He's still a little banged up, right?
So they activated his practice window, so he could come back. I'm guessing the Green Bay game.
Yeah, but I would think that going into this, if Cooper's not the starter, he's your plan A and B. Like he's probably the front runner in the clubhouse to get the job. So if Ja'Cory Bennett is not up to speed.
Yeah, I think your read on it, like what Michael Carter could do for the Eagles, is probably accurate. Michael Carter has played, of his 2,600 snaps in the NFL, over 2,200 of them have been in the slot. I mean, he's a slot corner. Let's hear Baldy. Baldy was on the afternoon show yesterday, right as the news broke that the Eagles traded for Michael Carter. Here's what he said.
I've never seen him play outside. He's been a slot corner the whole time he's been there. Joe Douglas drafted him when he was the GM of the Jets. He's been their slot corner. He got injured this year, and I don't know if he lost his job, but they traded for this kid, Jarvis Brownlee, and he's been playing really good, so maybe he was expendable. He's been a pretty good player. I mean, he was one of their starting corners for the last 2 years.
So the fact that he is a slot corner, Hugh, is really interesting from a couple perspectives. One, they have wanted to keep Cooper inside. I know you're right that they've moved Cooper a little bit more to outside, like in base defense. But listen, This was Vic Fangio just, 2 days ago? He was asked about Cooper, and this is before the trade happened. Listen to what he said about Cooper and kind of how he sees him and where he wants to play him.
I don't think everybody was sure, was he a first-round corner, second-round corner, third-round corner. I don't think the league as a whole had a feel for his versatility, because he didn't play it in college. And, he's really a damn good nickel, probably one of the best nickels in the league. And we're playing him at corner in the base. He could play safety if we needed him to. He's a defensive back, but really he's just a good football player.
Did you consider having him full-time on the outside?
We considered it, yeah. But, when you have one of the better players at a certain position, and it's an important position where you get involved more, you hate to take a really good player at one position to maybe not be as good a player or impactful of a player at another position. But it's definitely something that we've talked about.
Vic Fangio's honesty, Hugh, is why one of the reasons we all like him. Obviously, he's a great defensive coordinator, but he's also fun to listen to because he shoots straight, right? Every time he's asked a question. Now, this is before they acquired Michael Carter, but he just said you would hate to take a player off a position he's great at and move him to one he's probably not going to be as great at. Those are Vic. I'm paraphrasing, but that's exactly what we just heard from Vic Fangio. Cooper DeJean is a great slot corner, and he would hate to take him off there to put him in a position where he probably wouldn't be as great. Hugh, I don't mind the trade for Michael Carter. They didn't give up much. It's a late-round pick swap. It's John Metchie. I don't love the idea, though, of taking Cooper DeJean out of slot. He has excelled there. I think he's been the best nickel corner in pro football since he took the field last year. And I don't love the idea of just putting him on the outside and say, go cover these great outside receivers.
Can I help you out with that a little bit?
Go ahead.
To give you a little bit of different perspective?
Yeah.
He's the absolute best slot corner that we have, right?
Yes. Even with Michael Carter here, I still think he would be, yeah.
And he's the best corner that we have on the roster.
Other
Think
than
about that
you
for
mean
me.
other than Quignon?
Yeah, on the other side. I'm
So you're
I'm
saying
taking
he's our second best outside corner too?
yes. Like when you because when I hear Vic say that, I think he's talking about his football acumen. Number one, his athletic ability his acumen and his athletic ability are kind of like right there. I feel like that's what he's saying, and he feels comfortable enough to know that Cooper will go out there. He might get beat on some plays, but he feels more comfortable with him running the defense and ask him to do certain things than he does anybody else. Does that make you feel better?
No. I mean, you tried. I mean, I don't – look, I would love to be dead wrong on this, and he's an excellent outside corner. I think he's a slot corner. I think he's a slot corner / a safety. He's a physical player. He's a tackler. Do you think for a full game, big game, playoffs, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams,
I like
Jamison Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
With everybody on the rock. This is what I'm trying to tell you, Joe.
I don't think he can cover those guys for 4 quarters.
With everybody on the roster right now at that position, he's your best bet at that position.
But does that mean he's a championship bet? Or is he just the best of what? I mean, we have Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson. I mean, we could find – we're down the street from Delaware. We could find a blue hen that might be better at outside corner. Well, I mean, come on. We got – that's the weakness of the defense, right? Outside corner.
Yeah.
So saying Cooper is the best option, maybe that you're probably right. I don't disagree with you. I'm sure he'd be better than Keely Ringo and Adoree. But I guess I was hoping over the next few days Howie traded for a real outside corner. I'm like, what are we laughing at?
The way you say.
Well, that's what
a
guy that's played well in the NFL.
On a real outside corner. I think
did I say it in a way that wasn't understandable? A guy that's played it in the NFL.
I think you're sliding Cooper a little bit. I really do.
Well, hold on.
I mean, I know that the matchups are going to be different, and now you're in a position where the offense is going to try to get more favorable matchups. But I think his body type and the way that he plays, and he's not slow, and his athleticism, I think he'll do well there. And you got to think too, Joe. For him, I think the biggest learning curve is just going to be to know that, he's going to probably be out there on island. He has more space that he's going to have to work in.
So you may hear it as me sliding Coop. That's not what I mean by saying. I just think certain guys play certain positions, and that's their position. You put them somewhere else, I don't think they're going to be as good. That's the nature of football in a lot of ways. But hasn't the NFL told us for a year plus Cooper DeJean is not an outside corner? Why wasn't he a first-round pick? We all know how good of a football player he is, right? He was a productive player at Iowa. He's been a great NFL player so far. Why wasn't he a first-round pick, Hugh? Because I think teams viewed it as he's not an outside corner, and you don't draft.
Want me to tell you what I really think?
Yeah, I think you don't draft slot corners in the first round. So they said, I can't take a slot or a safety in the first round, and he fell to the second.
I think that a lot of teams didn't want him because he was a white corner. I think that he checked all the boxes, and because he was a white corner, they kind of shied away.
But a white corner that plays inside.
Yeah, but he can play. He's an athlete.
I know. I know that.
And I think that, and even Vic kind of said it. Vic Fangio said it in the press conference. He said he don't think that the NFL knew exactly what he was or his skill set.
And I still think there's some still versatility. I mean, maybe he plays safety when his career goes on. But even this year, Vic has told us he's not an outside corner. Think about how bad Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson have been.
You know what I think happened?
And we only play Cooper outside 20% of the time in base. Like, Vic sees what we see, and he's keeping him inside.
No, you know what I think happened? And you might be right, but I look at it a different way. I feel like what happened in that situation was this. You're trying to give those other guys opportunities to show what they can do to try to grow into the position.
Yeah.
Because Keely Ringo was the designated starter when we all started this. And then he fell off. And then you went and got Jacorian Bennett, and he got hurt. So now you're in a position where, and we talked about this, you might be weakened in one position, but it's your best bet to win football games because he's your smartest guy out there. He's your most athletic, and he's your most adept to doing what you're asking him to do at that corner position, because the rest of those guys just can't get it. What was the biggest thing we talked about with Akili? He has the skills, he just doesn't tackle.
Yeah.
He does not have good football awareness.
Yeah.
So it's like you look at it like you're weakening your position, but I look at it like this. You're getting somebody that can play the slot and has been real productive at the slot.
Look, the Eagles got more depth yesterday. The trade is fine, and it could turn out to be a good one. If Carter plays the way he did a couple years ago with the Jets, it adds another good player in the secondary. I don't love the idea of moving Cooper off of nickel. I want to keep him there, and I would hope that Howie is still in the market for a real outside corner by the time we get to Tuesday's trade deadline. Kyle, what'd you think of the trade yesterday? Michael Carter II and what it means for Cooper.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Like, to me, it should just end up being a depth piece. Like, I don't
Behind Cooper.
Yeah, I don't because I don't want to kick Cooper out to the slot either. I think you don't want to ruin something that works. And, I mean, you could end up, by moving Cooper outside, you could weaken two positions in the secondary as opposed to just having one weaker one. And, I mean, look, I know they're about to play some tough wide receivers coming up, but, like, some of these teams have pretty good tight ends, too, that we're about to play.
Laporta, yeah.
Tucker Kraft, Laporta, Ferguson,
yep.
And then Bowers with the Raiders, too. Like, so, I don't know. It feels like like I said, you could potentially ruin two positions where I'm kind of with you in that I still think at the trade deadline, if they get an opportunity to get a good, solid outside cornerback, they have to go do that.
Yeah, it also struck me here. It was 2 days after Fangio said he would hate to take him off the slot. Howie goes and trades for a slot corner. I mean, it does speak to maybe that was a little misdirection by Vic. Maybe he's not telling us the full truth, though he usually does. Or maybe it is just a depth piece. Maybe he's not coming here to play much. Maybe he's just going to be behind Cooper DeJean. I'm wondering where it comes down to. Are you open, good with moving Cooper DeJean out of the slot? I don't want to do it. I think he is a slot corner and the best one in the NFL. I want to keep him there.